Oh, all right. Hello, YouTube. My name is Kyle. I'm here in the Armory with two of my good friends, Mr. Jake Moff.
Hello.
Miss Olivia Butromovich. So you guys want to give a little bit of background about yourself first? What your experience is with sports?
So I was a sports reporter for the CUI for a couple of years, and teacher.
I worked as a sports reporter in high school and then worked as a sports reporter at CUI as an editor for the sports section.
Very nice, very nice. So today we are talking about this phenomenon in college sports and in sports in general known as storming the field and or court if it's basketball and or whatever playing surface sports happens on. You know, that's something I haven't seen yet. Probably because of those glass walls.
Probably.
So we all go to CU here, and CU has become kind of the center of this court storming debate, or at least it was a couple of years ago. I think it's fair to say for that 2016 season, CU probably had the most of any school in the NCAA in 1 year. And this is all despite the fact that the Pac-12 handed down this system of fines. They told this athletic departments that, you know, you get $25,000 for the first time. I think it's $50,000 and then $100,000 is the ladder, correct? Right. And then if I'm right, I think it also starts over for basketball. So if you have a football offense, right. So it doesn't go past 3. You know, I'm not sure what happens past 3.
I feel like they don't expect teams to do that well. Like have enough motive to storm the field 3 times. So, I don't know.
Word. And that brings me to my first question. Have either of you been involved in a court storming? Can you give your experience?
The basketball game, the 2015 one, was like the second time I've seen it, like storm the court in history.
Who was that against?
Arizona. Yeah, it was the game that started the whole thing, and it was a lot of fun. And they put like people in diagonals like from the stadium, and like you can't go and you're in like a 4th row and just hop the barrier. And then you can go down the aisle. This is gonna happen. It was fun.
What about you, Jake?
I really want to record on them. The football games, I was on my waiting on the sideline and the coaching interview. So we're on the sideline waiting, and all of a sudden, you can't move the stand.
Yeah, I was in like, I think I didn't know. It's fun.
Yeah. Me personally, I was also in that one against Arizona. I believe that was early 2016, actually.
2016, yeah. It was my first year.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So part of Sean Miller's rage is against us, I suppose.
I feel like it starts with us, at least in the story aspect, because at least in basketball, it's like they were so good.
Very true. Very true. So if I remember right, they had been stormed 10 of their last 11 road losses. So Sean Miller had kind of built up a rage and then finally took it out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Also, as a strong coach, games on the road.
Very true. Very true.
Also, it's like, do you want to cut us some slack because what we stormed the court against Kansas, and that was like number 4 or something in the country when that happened. And then nothing, and then all of a sudden Arizona. So it's like, this doesn't happen often for us. Yeah.
There's definitely a gap there, but I feel like with the football team being so bad for so many years, and then all of a sudden having such a great season, does that kind of help explain why out of nowhere there was like 3 or 4 in that season?
Absolutely.
It was like the second time we were like in a situation, they started putting up the advertisements or the scrolls saying, don't rush the field.
Oh yeah, it's like the school will be trying to have dogs, and I remember all the friends going like, "That's 1 year out of state tuition. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Let me be."
That's a fair question I want to bring up too. Is that a serious enough threat to tell your students that,
I
oh,
don't
the
think so.
athletic department's going to have to pay this fine if you do it? Is that enough incentive?
We're under the assumption that the athletic department has a ton of money. I mean, we look at who the biggest bill. They have money in our eyes. And then, I mean, most kids don't know what they're going to have to do. And it's like, oh, that's what my tuition's worth, so why does it matter?
Yeah. So there's a $5,000
$50.
So 25,000 for the first offense in one sport.
Yeah.
50,000 for the second. 100,000 for the third.
Yeah.
If I'm to
So
remember.
there's a 33,000 people, right? 3,300.
Somewhere around there.
They're fine.
Yeah. So even if it is, you're still out individually. We're not going to punish too much of the game.
They're fine.
Right.
I have that.
So then, do you guys also think part of this is that, you know, they institute these fines and you're basically telling all these CU students not to do something, which makes them want to do it more?
Yes. Also, yes.
Kind of like giving a little kid a big red button that says "Do not press."
It does kind of feel like
Yeah.
Exactly. For sure.
don't start the field. Why won't you go and play it?
Yeah, this wasn't happening when you think it is now, so I better do something about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure part of it was just thinking back to Sean Miller and just kind of wanting to stick it to him a little bit
Oh, yeah.
every time.
Something.
He
Well,
is
it
something.
was a lot with the football team. It was almost just like any guy that you want to win the game. It doesn't matter that it was a big game.
Right.
So didn't we start? Washington State.
ASU was the first one,
ASU.
homecoming.
Okay, I remember that.
Mhm.
But I remember that, but also why did we?
That one was probably the least exciting one, but
Washington State, Utah, okay, sure, like with Pac-12 and South, or no, South champs. That's fair.
So I think it was ASU, Washington State,
And then
Utah.
Utah.
Was there one in between there too?
Nah.
Okay.
Those last 2 weeks were
Yeah. Yeah. That was an amazing time to be a CU fan.
It was fun.
So now I kind of want to shift a little bit and talk about court storming more in general. Now, there have been a few incidents. For example, in 2013, there was a man in a wheelchair, a North Carolina State fan. He got knocked over during the court storming, almost nearly trampled. And then in 2015, there was this incident where Kansas got basically their entire roster, all their coaches pinned up against the score table when they got beat by Kansas State. There was also a journalist who had his leg broken during the court storming at an Iowa State game. And that's just some of these incidents that have happened over the past few years. So given that kind of information, what do you guys think about, is this dangerous? Are these kind of one-off incidents? Because there's also a lot of times where nothing has happened.
I think it's almost a preparedness factor. Like, if you know the game's close on the line like that, you're gonna have to be like prepped for that to happen. Like, I think those are just instances where, I mean, the Kansas team, like you see the fans like purposely maybe trying to hang on to punches and that. And so, like, I think they're just one-off.
Or just like a sort of human decency when you see something like that happening, like try and avoid it or just don't get into it to begin with. The first person that pushes over the wheelchair guy should see, oh, there's a guy in a wheelchair. It's like,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
but it shouldn't be kids. It should be like any rational
Well, I mean,
person
like,
with a thought
college.
process. I don't know how you can.
I know. I really awesome.
But it kind of sounds like this with the wheelchair. It's getting in trouble with. There's now people's.
That's right. Yeah, at the Super Bowl, wasn't it?
It was the fan, right?
Yeah, because he wasn't playing in that Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of one side, is this view that it's very dangerous. But I also kind of want to talk about the other side, that this really is, to me, it was a pretty great experience when it happened. And it's just kind of a quintessential college thing. I'm really glad that I got to be
Yeah.
involved with it, even though I do understand the dangers of it. What do you guys think about that?
It does kind of feel like a CU thing, like specifically towards us, the other programs that are going.
Mhm.
Like this last year, the two Arizona players that I had basketball was the biggest one in CU's had basketball in at least a couple years.
Yeah.
If not beforehand, and then football team, one season, and nothing else. And so it's kind of built for, we finally get that weight, we have to rush. You always get one season.
Right.
Well, I think it's like a college experience. Like you're going to a school with some quality programs and say that you got to start like one of the best teams in the country. Like after, yeah. Like I think it's just incredible to be able to say that.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. We are going to call it there. So,
Our school has constantly.
message to end there.